Hi Gemini, welcome to the 8th to the 16th of September 2023. So this is going to be weekly messages. So if you want a private reading, it is in the iDot. The newest deal is the 6 month. So it's on half price. It's an amazing deal. So if you want your next 6 months covered, you can check it out in the iDot. There is masculine messages. You can book a face-to-face if you're struggling. Lots of different options. Check them out on the website. The website is really getting better as well. So if you just want to check it out, there's lots of options on there. Join the locals community below, because with social media you've seen what's happening. So you can join my private community below for a small fee, lifetime fee if you stick to that price monthly. Okay, so let's get straight in. So this week is about it's got to change. Okay, I'm sick of saying this to Gemini. Gemini's sick of saying this to itself. The world is going to change when you do. You know, the hangman is all these sacrifices we've made for the wrong people. Okay, but I feel like Geminis need to stop getting mad about it, stop getting mad about the Matrix, stop getting mad about savages and dogs and sharks, and just accept that it's not the world that needs to change, it's you. You need to change, okay? We're being tested massively, but this was always the goal, and it's only going to get much, much worse, okay? For those who are sitting here going, there's nothing going on, yeah, that's because there's not for you. No one cares you breathe. You're right, there's nothing going on for you. Okay, you're right at the back of the stadium. No one even knows you exist. So yeah, things are good for you. Now, some of you, things might be going really, really good because you have stood up and you have created something and you are balancing the dark and the light, and there's challenges and there's good stuff and you're taking it on the chin, because life is about duality. It's about the dark, the light, it's about good and bad. So some of you, things might be going really, really good, but that's because you've integrated yourself. You're rolling with the punches. You know there's going to be dark days, you know there's going to be boss days, and that's just kind of part of the journey. But in general, for Geminis, I really do feel like a lot of it is our choices. There's no more to be said. I know for me it's the case. We've been out here drowning ourselves with par standard dickheads. We've been out here talking truth to liars. I'm not trying to be rude. We've been out here trying to help people who don't want to help themselves. And, you know, this isn't just about me, even though it is my reading too. It's more about enough. I feel like reach people who can be reached, help people who want to be helped. Another one is with a masculine. Like, if you take on fractured men or immature men, then that's what you're going to get back in your reality. So Geminis need to level up within themselves. Some of you are going to be closing big doors this week. Some of you have got, you know, people who call themselves your friend. They don't show up when they're winning though. You know, they only show up when like they need someone to bleed on or talk shit to, or like maybe they want to keep you around just in case you do get back up or whatever, right? Just Geminis know where it's at. We're very tuned in, and I think some of you are going through some very, very deep, profound experiences at this time, and it's really clarifying to you yourself where you fucked up. It's clarifying the world, what it is, people. It's great. On the back end of this, when you do just stop making life more painful than it needs to be, and you trust God's plan instead of your own, because some of you, that's what this is about, right? You're out here doing it your way, and God's like, I wish this person would get out the way because I've got a better idea here. So yeah, some of you need to tune into God's plan, and you'll get right back on track to where you need to be with the people you need to be with. I do think Geminis are just surrounded by a lot of, look at your life, look at what you're around, look at it. Yeah, I'm just telling you the facts, like you know. And what is it Prince said, and he was a Gemini, different strokes for different folks, you know. So Prince never used to get mad about that, and he'd just be like, you know, different strokes for different folks, and it's true, you know. So I feel like this week though, for Geminis, on a serious note, the hangman is kind of talking about the sacrifices that you've made. Most people will just throw it back in your face, you know. I've had people say that to me. It's like, oh, that was then, this is now. You know, it is difficult to give a decade of your life to something, or to give your life to something and then to have it all like stripped away, or people don't see what you've gave. But again, it really is getting to that point where it's like, I don't need you know, approval from other people or whatever. But yeah, I feel like this week it's all about basically thinking about the life that you actually want to live in, and then building within that life. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to stop making yourself mad with the Matrix. Most people are suffocating inside their own body. They're completely dead inside. They're checked out, and it's just the facts. The fucking haters, the losers, and that's the facts. I wouldn't take on these energies. I wouldn't take them as your own. I do think that's the thing with Gemini as well. They've took on a lot of other people's energies. Geminis need to just focus on yourself this week. Focus on what you want. What do you believe in? What you believe you're capable of? That's what you need to focus on this week. And it's not about being better than others. It's about you, and it's about what you want for your life. And I do believe a lot of people are taking on other people's negativity, lack of belief, etc. Because it's not normal for a Gemini to be decapitated by its own mind, right? Okay, so we got the Magician reversed. So the Magician reversed is all about not standing in your power. Some of you are off track as well. So the Magician upright would be you being on track. The Magician upright would be you applying your skills, etc. Some of you are just, something's not working no more. God just doesn't support it. Some of you, your mind's all over the place. You could feel really, really checked out. You're just not organised. Your life is a fucking mess. This is all things that makes you more messy as well. You've got to get up. You've got to organise yourself. You've got to organise your state, your house, whatever it may be, your business. Some of you need to get into organisational skills and start disciplining yourself. Yeah, Ten of Swords reverse. So you're living out through old stories, old narratives. And what I'm going to say for Geminis is I do think that the Matrix is making you crazy, but it's going to get worse. It's going to be horrible. Horrible. Like, if you think you're struggling now, you've seen nothing yet. I was saying this to someone this morning, like, people no longer run their businesses, you run their businesses. Like, that's where we're at, It's just getting crazy, right? So I feel like you can either get mad about all of this, or you can be like, no, I need to level up. Every different level will demand a different version, and I feel like for Geminis, enough is enough, right? It's time to cut out those people who've showed the true face. It's time to start getting on top of your shit and just making stuff happen in a whole new way. Some of you need new energy, new life, new career, new person, new people. You need newness. It's all fucking stagnancy down here. Okay, Three of Pentacles. So it's a week of work as well. So it's a week of it's really hot in this room because there's no aircon and you can't open the window because you hear all the noise, and you know how it is in the Matrix. Great life. But seriously, the point I'm making is the Three of Pentacles is like putting the work into the life that you want. What is triggering you? Because what is triggering you is a signal to what you actually do want, okay? Like what you actually want for your life. What kind of home, what kind of money, what kind of job, what kind of position? Are you a leader? Are you a follower? What is it that you want? I think Geminis need to sit down and get that clear this week. Stop brooding for the anger. There's no point. I see 60, 70-year-olds out here still angry about the world. Anger's just going to burn you out. The world is unjust, it's full of savages, it's disgusting. It'll beat you to your knees and leave you there. There's no point. Are you going to win or not? Are you going to rebuild yourself from what you put yourself in or not? Are you going to use it or not? I mean, that's really the choices at this point, right? Take it from someone who was angry for a very long time. There's just no point. Okay, you'll just find new things to be angry about. You'll be stressed out every day, triggered every day. There's no point, right? It's wasted energy. But seriously, I really feel like you need to take what you're feeling and channel it and start recreating yourself. Fuck the people who've rejected you. Fuck the people who've shown the true face. Grateful. Thank you. Namaste. Okay? But seriously, I think Geminis have been brooding on that, and I know I was. And some of you rightly so. Because, some of you pick people off their lowest point. You were there for them at their lowest point. You were fair. And you're like, really? Really though? Yeah, really. Yeah, really. There's a quote in a motivational video where it says, because when the shit hits the fan, they're all going to run. And so you've seen that in your own family, you've seen it in your friends. It's so doggy out here, it's disgusting, right? But seriously, it teaches you to be tough, it teaches you to have your own back, it teaches you to have no expectations. Expectations kill. But some of you, it's also just about Geminis like to be fiercely independent. They like to do things on their own terms. But with being fiercely independent and doing things on your terms, that comes a price. You have to be someone who's productive, and you have to be somebody who is, a high performer. Because a lot of people don't get to live on their own terms, and it's because the world just owns them. They're just controlled, right? So if you're going to be someone who lives on your own terms and do things your way, then that means you've got to get up and start leveling up in a new way. So for Geminis this week, it's new energy. You need new energy, right? You need to get up and kick your fucking ass, right? You ain't got energy to be worrying about who's fucking you, who wants you to lose, who hasn't got your back. We don't care, bye. Don't need you anyway, never did. Okay, like Geminis need to level up within themselves, and if you want to get revenge, be successful. Rebuild yourself, get rid of the cunts out of your life, let the trash take itself out. Some of it already did, when they left. Thanks, But seriously, the point I'm making is just like, no more brooding. Okay, like what is it that you actually want? Because in 2 years, 5 years, you're going to have built it, you're going to be sitting in it, you're going to be loving it, you're going to be in a whole different place, and something, you'll be so grateful. You'll be like, all that needed to happen to get me here, okay? Remember, we now live in a world where the lies is the truth is the lies. That's it, okay? Just leave me alone with my TV and I won't say anything. That's the world we live in now, okay? So, there is a lot of people who don't live like that, and they're going to stay warriors, and they're going to keep the world together, and they're going to say what's right, but there is a lot of people who will just shut the fuck up, put up, and do whatever is necessary to survive. That's not your fight. That's another thing with Geminis this week. Stop taking on fights that aren't your fight. Stop helping people who don't want to be helped. Mind your business. They don't want help, Gemini, so stop helping them. Okay, I think with Geminis, you just need to know who's worthy of your time, who's worthy of your energy, and who's already done. Okay, and remember, small minds discuss people, high minds discuss ideas. I think Gemini's, the point this week is like, you get too wrapped up in what is unnecessary. It's all distraction mechanisms by the devil, by the matrix, right? You need to focus on what matters so you can apply yourself there. You're going to have to work through the noise. You're going to have to work through the internal chaos that you're feeling. Some of you need to start really getting yourself organised. That is a big message for this week, because your shit is very disorganised, okay? So you got the King of Pentacles reversed. Some of you might be dealing with a boss, or you might be dealing with a manager who's causing you problems. This could also be someone else's disorganisation is affecting you, because King of Pentacles reversed can be somebody who isn't performing the job right. And so this can be affecting you and your performance. It could be a colleague, for example. Okay, King of Pentacles reversed is someone who's unstable, messy. But when we're connected to that person, it can affect us. Some of you need to start working on your coin, okay? Dropping the baggage. 10 of Wands reversed. No more burying your head in the sand. It's easier to just do the work now and confront whatever you've let slip. It's just easier to do the work instead of brushing it under the rug. It's easier to just level up now and just be like, enough. Okay? But yeah, I read a magician now. So the magician is upright. So the magician is all about coming out of the tower. So a lot of you have been in the tower. So the tower is where we're living our life in a very unstable structure. We're around people who are in the darkness, because see the two shadows that are normally falling from the tower. It's basically being in trauma, living from chaos, living in instability. Geminis are craving power now. You want to do this on your own terms. You want to speak your own voice. You want to own your own mind. So you're not for sale. Right? And that's it. But this all comes with a price. It means you have to level up. It means you have to think different than most people. You have to act different than most people. You have to show up for yourself, no matter what your mind's saying, no matter what other people are saying. Right? Get yourself organised as well. Some of you are going to start putting your energy into learning new skills. You might also start to think about a high income skill. Some of you need to get your money right for sure. Some of you just need to clean out your environment this week. You just need to start making big changes, because some of you, the life you're living in, it's just not going to. It's going to lead to a breakdown. Okay, Geminis are people who cannot shut the fuck up. We are not going to sit back, and we are not going to say no, and that is just not us. Okay, Aquarius and Libra is the same, right? We are the truth speakers of the world. We say what we think, and in the world we're living in now, that is just constantly used against you. So you have to have a level of power and freedom to be able to do that, right? You have to have a level of independence to be able to retain that kind of sovereignty. Okay? Strength. So this is working through your fears. It can also be getting in the gym. This is working out. It's basically be careful with your aggression this week, because I've noticed it. Some of you are really fucking tipping over. Some of you are at the end of the line with certain people. But yeah, just try to control your impulses. Just don't be projecting on other people as well. Remember, it's hard for a lot of people out here right now. So do what you need to do, mind your business, leave other people, let them mind their business, right? Just like, it's hard for a lot of people, right? Just because not everybody's standing up speaking doesn't mean that they're not suffering or struggling with their own shit. So just try to keep yourself in check and be aware of how you're affecting other people with your moods and your energy this week. But you need to turn it around. Like, that's the biggest message for Gemini. Like, you need to turn it around. You can come back from anything. And I do believe what Geminis are going through, it's happening for you. You know, I feel like Geminis were living like very unstable lives. Like, they were given far too much of themselves. Some of you were in trauma bonding. You were living out through your childhood conditioning. You were living out through a poverty mindset. You're living out through the matrix belief system and other people. It's not you. Geminis are fearless. You know? And stop getting mad for everybody. You know, I did that for so long. Stop crying for everybody and getting mad for everybody. Leave them. I mean, I look at people, they seem fucking happy enough to me in the fucking trivialities and the bullshit, right? So just leave them. You know, I feel like Gemini's honestly this week, like, even if you just do it for a week and a little while, just focus on you. That's what you need to do. Just focus on you, focus on your health, start meditating, doing your yoga, taking long walks, whatever you're feeling internally, channel it, use it. But some of you know, you want a whole new life. You want a whole new life. You're just kind of like, yeah, like, this is over for me. You know, at different stages of our life, we become different as people. We crave different things. So when you're younger, you crave the city and the vibrance and the chaos. And then as you age, you kind of crave the country or you know, like, sometimes it's just transition. And that's what I'm getting for Gemini. I think Gemini is just like going through a transition where what used to make you happy, the fuckboy, the emotional connection that was chaotic, it no longer is. The running by on your wits and living day to day, it's just not working for you anymore. You want to get your life together. You want to feel stable, secure. You want to be in the driving seat of your life. So this is the week where you start making that happen, right? It's like, okay, well, that takes responsibility. It takes discipline. It takes organisation. It takes focus. It means not fucking projecting and deflecting. Don't worry about the cunts around you. Done anyway. You know, yeah, we know. You know, what you talking about? It don't matter. You know, like, that's me now. I just hear them talk. I'm like, yeah, okay, get away from this as quick as possible. But you will meet sound people, so don't completely close yourself down. There is a lot of fucking chirpers and just like low vibe people, but there's a lot of sound people as well. You know, and they can make you happier. Try to be the best you can be, even if you don't want to interact with people too much this week. Like, try to at least have manners and be, you know, respectful, because some of you are really being tested, okay? Two of Pentacles. Some of you need a second income, but some of you are definitely thinking about possibly relocating. Some of you it's a juggling act right now, okay? And then we've got the Lovers card reversed. I feel like for some Geminis as well, like, you're causing your own pain, and that's a big message I want to say. Like, you keep holding on to this masculine who it's not love. I do think a lot of Geminis are like self-destroying themselves through choices that they're making. This is the way your mind is thinking. This is a partner in your life. Some of you, it's a lack of love, a lack of connection. So I feel like some of you are far too isolated, and actually you need to go out and connect more, collaborate more this week, because you're too isolated and your mind's starting to play tricks, and some of you are starting to become hyper paranoid. So yeah, some of you need to go and reconnect with the real world and kind of stop being in your head making things that aren't there. There's a lot of beauty in the physical world. There's a lot of amazing people. Not everyone's going to fuck you. Your job is to go out there, connect with people, give them the benefit of the doubt, and then let them show you who they are, right? And they will. People always do. But this is all about sovereignty. It's all about independence. It's all about knowing that you can allow people in, and then when they're not what you want them to be, in other words, they're not loyal, they're not honest, you just let them go. No more clinging, no more holding on, right? Okay, all tied up. So your energy as well. So this can be anger, it can be frustration. Some of yous, the all tied up can be when we're too restricted. So yes, some of yous need to stop restricting yourself. Some of yous have got amazing ideas. Some of yous, like, you want to write a book or you want to do certain things, and then what you do is you go into this dark mindset and start destroying yourself, and so you don't even do it. you need to ignore that voice, okay? It's like a little hater that lives rent-free in your head who's telling you can't do it, right? Like, you can do anything. You know, and even if you do it and it doesn't work, what have you lost? But at least you've tried, so you've got no regrets. But yeah, some of you are in some kind of connection where the connection is poisonous, it's toxic, this is not love, it's a trauma bond, it's a horrible bond. And I feel like the message here is you refuse to let this connection go. And you refuse to let this connection go, and it's just destroying you. That's what Gemini needs to look at. Gemini needs to look at, okay, where am I destroying myself? Like, where am I holding on to narratives, people, old behaviour that is actually destructive for me? That's what you need to work on letting go of, right? Some years, again, everyone's got to change. This is a big, big change for you. But I'm going to be honest, like, every time I do Gemini's readings, I'm even triggered by Gemini's myself. And I'm a Gemini. You know, so maybe this is a case of other people are triggered by you. Maybe you're sick of your own bullshit. You know, like it's just, you can feel the energy in Gemini's readings, but I think it's because Geminis are being stubborn, they're being prideful, they're refusing to change, they're refusing to listen to good counsel, you know. So sometimes you can be your own worst enemy, and I do think this is the case here. You know, some of you want love, but then you're living in an isolated life. That's not going to bring in what you want. Geminis need to switch things up this week. You need to start thinking differently. Stop framing the future based off the past. Start looking at where you're not living in your authentic self. Basically, you're living out through your parents' ideologies, conditionings, society's belief system. Not interested. You know who the fuck you are. Geminis are making their own problems, right? You know who you are, and if you start acting in it, you'll get it. Some of you have got a lot of anger, like people might be really testing you, but I feel like you're better off, instead of being reactive, using that anger to channel it. So this could be people who've betrayed you, people who've hurt you, people who you're brooding over. It could just be random, you know, idiots, but I wouldn't put my energy there. I would take all what you're feeling, all that's being sent your way, and just channel it into making you better. Okay? Blossom abundance. Okay, so some of you, yeah, like, I feel like, and this is it, opening up your heart space, but it's also about basically focusing on an abundance. It's also your garden. So think of a garden that's basically all dirty and derelict, and it's just not organised, and it's got weeds. And then a gardener comes in and he basically cultivates it all. He pulls out the weeds, he plants the flowers, you know, like, that's all you'd have to do. You know, there was a house on the bus ride that I normally come on, and it was terrible. It looked like a haunted house, right? And obviously I was away for a few months, came back, now it's like this mansion, you know, and it was a shithole, right? But these men have took it from basically its bare basics back to like magic. And so some years, that's what I feel like. You kind of feel like a derelict house, you feel like a rundown house, and you can make a comeback and truly, truly look great. So, but yeah, stop worrying about the people, you know, like, just I feel like Geminis need to, I know it's hard, but you're gonna have to fight now. And I wouldn't be worrying about random fucking Daves and Karens and dickheads, because they're done anyway. They were born in the Matrix, they're gonna die in it. That's it. They'll still, like, you know, they'll be angry at 60, they'll be still talking shit about this, that and the other. All politics is going on in Liverpool at the minute. What are you actually doing other than talking? What are you doing? You're not doing nothing. You all sit round talking shit to each other, but none of you are doing nothing. They just talk. Don't be a talker, be a person who's out in the world, who represents something, who's a truth speaker, yeah? You know, it's okay to get angry, it's okay to express yourself, I recommend you do. You know, people have been asking me lately, so how are you? I'm like, yeah, life's tough, it's tough. They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. How are you? I'm good, fine, thanks. Okay, good. You keep lying. Okay? You know, like, this is it, right? It's like, it's okay when people ask you to be like, yeah, it's kind of tough right now. And then other people, smart people, will be like, yeah, it's not easy, right? Like, no, it's not. You know, and that's how people should be, authentic, right? Like, it doesn't mean bleed your shit on people, but if people ask you, be authentic, tell them the truth, right? Be honest. So yeah, I feel like this week, like, And don't forget to smile, okay? No matter what you're going through, don't forget to smile, okay? And, just take it on the chin. It's just, some of you are going through something, but it's just a stage. It's going to change. This is not forever. It's just a cycle. And we have cycles that are really good, and we have cycles that are difficult. And that's life, it's up and down terrain, right? The path to success is a winding one. And, but yeah, I do think for some of you Geminis, like, what you're in is just not going to sate you. It's the kind of people you're around, the environment you're in, the man, the woman, it's not for you. It ain't working, Gemini. And some of you, you're like, if it's broke, just fix it. It's like, no, sometimes it's broken. The best thing to do is to start again. And that's it. So I think some of you this week, it's like, no, actually, I want a whole new life. And some of you in yourself, it's like, I want to be a new version of me. I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to test myself. I want to challenge myself. But I'm going to finish with this, that Gemini is its own worst enemy. Okay, you are holding on to people who for a fact you can't trust these people. These people have not been around when it counts. There's a man who just is pointless. The fact that it even calls itself a man is hilarious. Okay, but again, it's on you. The level of woman you are is the level of man you're fuck with. The facts are the facts. Okay, career wise, so some of you basically, you might be like hand to mouth, you might be barely making any money. We've all been doing it, but I think Geminis need to look at, we're fucking ourselves. No one ever fucked us, we're too intelligent to get fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're too intelligent, like, we can already see right through you. Often it's Gemini ignores its own counsel, it ignores its own common sense, and and some of you are just trapped in trauma. You need to do the healing, you need to do the energy work, you need to start becoming the person you was always meant to be, not the shit that your parents left you in and your stereotype in society. Like, some of you, you're ready to do that work. Because a lot of you are just, it's an unconscious, you're kind of living out through the unconscious, right? And this could be a powerful week to really, really start getting up and rebuilding yourself. So you're going from the magician reverse. This can be like a really heavy cycle where things have just been messy and chaotic, and you just haven't had it together, and you've been all over the place, and you've been in some pretty bad situations. But this can be a week where you stand in your power, you get your mind on right, you start working, you start applying yourself, and stuff starts to turn around. Okay, journey reversed. But for those who continue on in the same old, like, obviously some Geminis listening to this, you're going to be getting success at this time because you're doing the work. But some of you, you're just refusing. You're refusing to change your mindset. You're refusing to take different approaches. You're carrying on in the same old shit. So you're going to keep getting the same old results. Okay, if you want to book the 6 month, it will really, really help you. It's on its best deal. Check it out in the iDot. Stay focused this week, and basically, you can join the locals below. I'm not well, as you can see, so I just wanted to throw something out because I know that some people really like these videos. So like the video, comment, join the locals below, book in your reading. There's all deals on, but the 6 month one is amazing. But yeah, just come on, Gemini. I know it's tough, but it's not just tough for us, it's tough for a lot of people, and that's why just focus on you. Fuck where you're at, think about where you're going to be, and start applying yourself to where you're going to be, and watch what happens. I'm telling you now. And think of yourself like the house that's just like a mess. Everything's a mess. Your mind's a mess. Your money's everything's a mess. And it's an opportunity to clean up and to prove to yourself. You don't need to prove to anybody else. Other people don't matter. Prove to yourself you can do it. That's what counts. I think Geminis have been out here asking for permission, wondering about what this person thinks and that person thinks. Prove to yourself that's what counts. Enjoy your reading, and I'll speak to you soon.